All right, today we're going to tackle a skill that honestly everyone needs. How to take a simple idea, a spark of inspiration, and build it into a powerful, persuasive, and pretty much unshakable argument. Let's dive in.
So let's start with a situation that I'm pretty sure we've all been in at some point. It always starts the same way, with that little spark.
You know that feeling, right? That light bulb moment. Bam! An idea just hits you. You've seen a better way to do something, you've connected some dots no one else has, or you've just formed this opinion that feels so right.
But then, the frustrating part hits. You try to explain it to your friends, your boss, anyone who will listen, but it just doesn't land. The words fall flat, and that brilliant idea of yours kind of fizzles out. Not because it was a bad idea, but because it wasn't a solid argument. We're going to fix that today.
Well, the solution is actually way simpler than you might think. See, every single strong argument, no matter how complex, is built on just two fundamental blocks: a claim and its best friend, support. Okay, so first up, you've got your claim. This is your big idea. It's your stance. It's the core of what you're trying to say. And the key thing here? It's not a fact. It's an opinion. And that means people can, and should, be able to debate it.
And this slide right here, it breaks down the difference perfectly. A claim like Colorado is the best place to live, well, that's an opinion. It's totally debatable. But a fact like the American Civil War began in 1861 is verifiable. You can look it up. And remember, great arguments are always built around those debatable claims.
See, a claim all by itself is just an opinion floating in the wind. To make people actually listen, to give it weight, to make it convincing, it absolutely needs support. So let's look at how to build that support structure.
And this is where we get to the core framework. I want you to think of it like three pillars holding up your claim, making it strong against any challenge. They are grounds, backing, and qualifiers. We can just call it GBQ for short. Makes it easier to remember. So that first pillar, that's your grounds. This is basically your because statement. When someone asks, okay, but why do you think that? Your grounds are your very first answer. Let's put this into practice. If our claim is, Colorado is the best place to live, our grounds could be, because it has so many ski resorts. Simple, right? The claim is the what, and the grounds are the immediate why. It's that first layer of logic. But you know, just having a reason isn't always enough, right? You need proof. And that's where our second pillar, backing, comes in. This is your evidence. This is the hard data, the expert quotes, the real facts that prove your grounds are actually legit. This is what turns an opinion into a credible point. And you've got some really powerful tools in your toolbox here. You could bring in an expert opinion from someone who's a recognized pro, or you could cite research results from a study, or you can just use cold, hard, factual information that's widely accepted as true. This is what makes your argument rock solid. And last but not least, our third pillar, qualifiers. Now this is what I think separates a good argument from a great one. A qualifier is where you admit your claim isn't true 100% of the time for 100% of people. It shows you thought about the other side. You've considered the exceptions. It makes you sound reasonable, thoughtful, and way more credible. Okay, so we've got our claim, we've got our three pillars to hold it up: grounds, backing, and qualifiers. Now comes the really fun part. Let's assemble the whole thing and build a powerful case from the ground up.
It really boils down to this simple four-step recipe. First, state your claim, what you believe. Second, give your grounds, your because statement. Third, add your backing, the hard evidence. And fourth, acknowledge your qualifiers, the exceptions to the rule.
And here it is, the finished product. Look how clean this is. Claim: Colorado is the best place to live. Grounds: because of its many ski resorts. Backing: a U.S. travel bureau reports it has over 25 major ski resorts. And the qualifier? Unless, of course, you prefer beaches to mountains. Boom! That's not just an opinion anymore. That's a well-reasoned, well-defended argument. So you might be thinking, okay, that's a lot of work. Why bother with all this? Well, because learning to structure your thoughts this way is about so much more than just winning a debate or getting your way.
Think about it. When you actually build a case like this, you're not just talking, you're thinking. You're forced to look at your own beliefs, to find real evidence, and to even consider other perspectives. It's a huge skill for communicating respectfully and just responsibly. And this quote right here just nails it. Learning to articulate one's ideas clearly and respectfully is a critical part of responsible communication. It's not a party trick. It's about how we engage with each other and with the world in a more thoughtful way. And look, this isn't just theory. This kind of structured thinking gets real-world results. Research has shown that using this type of applied learning can be linked to a 20 percentile point gain in student achievement. The takeaway is crystal clear. Thinking and arguing with a solid structure leads to better outcomes.
So there you have it. You now have the complete framework, the claim, the grounds, the backing, and the qualifiers to build an unshakable argument for any idea you truly believe in. The only question left is, what idea are you going to defend next?